Before commencing this session, I would like to have a little intro about the maxillofacial trauma. So during this thing, we can say that any injury to the maxillofacial structure like a scalp, your jawbones, your teeth, or your zygomatic arches come under this category that is known as maxillofacial trauma. It can be a soft tissue trauma or a hard tissue trauma. We will cover soft tissue trauma in some other part, but in this series we are going to talk about fractures. Fractures in the zygomatic, fractures in the maxillary region, fractures in the mandibular region, anoid fractures, ethmoidal fractures, scalp fractures, all we are going to cover in this session. So when we talk about the maxillofacial fractures, most common fractures are the fractures of jawbone. And now coming to techniques, so there is two type of techniques available to treat the maxillofacial fractures, especially the jaw fractures, that is the maxilla or the mandible fractures. One is known as close reduction and internal fixation, and other is the open reduction and the internal fixation. Close reduction and internal fixation give us advantage that we are going to treat the bones in an anatomical position without opening the fracture site. On the other hand, open reduction and internal fixation give us immense control over our procedure, and it gives us direct vision to the fracture site and fracture alignment during the work. In this series, today we will discuss about open reduction and internal fixation. So coming to the open reduction and internal fixation, the most important part for this thing is we must have a plating kit. There are a lot of companies which provide us the this type of plating kits. Some of them are like Orthomax, and then there is a Bonker company from our Indian origin. Even we have a lot of companies from Chinese origin which are providing us kits and other components of the maxillofacial trauma region. So why we have faith in this Bonker basically? Because it's from our India and they are doing marvelous activities. They are doing about great job with making anatomically refined plating systems which are more accurate and more durable. So आपका टाइम वेस्ट ना करते हुए let's start and see what they are giving us in their box. This is the Bonker plating kit or the plating kit by the Bonker. They give us a sturdy metal box made up of aluminum. They have a sturdy handles which are very useful while we are putting this in the autoclave or we are getting out this thing from the autoclave. We have this two side locks to ensure the safety of each trial instrument during go and come. Even this box is itself autoclave friendly, so we can autoclave the whole system in single box only. As we open the box with the locks, the first thing which come in our view, so it has three basic compartments. The first uppermost compartment contains tools like your screwdriver. This is the handle of the screwdriver made up of good quality of steel basically, and it is autoclavable. It has 2 points of rotation, one is from here and other is from here. These two are specifically designed with a certain amount of torque delivery to the screw. When we are going to tighten the screw for finer torques, we have to torque it from here. But if we want higher torques, we have to torque from this side, from the last side, not from the middle of this. It has its own catcher which catches each and every screwdriver with just a click. The best thing about this kit is it contains its own sleeves which are autoclavable and make it self-tapping and self-holding screw driver kit. So this self-tapping, self-holding screwdriver kit help us during the our long procedures where in the tight corners where fracture fragments are to be treated. The control over our screw is more than that from any other kit which don't have this type of sleeves. So these sleeves basically hold the screw in position until unless we already tightened that screw to the fractured segment or over a mini plate. And as you see, there is three type of screwdrivers here with the color coding. These each is because we have 1.5 mm screwdriver, we have 2 mm screwdriver, and we have 2.5 mm screwdriver. These are the crosshead screwdrivers. We also have minus sign screwdrivers in this kit. This is a plate holding forceps, and this plate holding forceps has teeth. With these two teeth, it holds the plates in place, and the plate that known as mini plate, when we hold from this forceps, it engage its borders, and which help us to give direct pressure over the fracture side, so that we can place that mini plate over the fracture side while we are screwing that particular mini plate to a fracture side. So this is a plate holding forceps. uh, this is long plate holding forceps. We have smaller plate holding forceps too. Even we have plate holding forceps which lock automatically. Once we click the plate inside these teeth, they get locked, and when we again press them, they get unlocked. So this is a very quite good feature which can be useful while we are doing cases in real world conditions. Coming to the next appliance, this is a wire cutter, and it is a very sturdy wire cutter with heavy tight. This is made up of stainless steel, so quite good for cutting a 24 gauge wire or 26 gauge wire. Coming to the second section of this kit, this is the compartment for our plates, mini plates, orbital plates, our cross plates, our T plates, and our mini plates with different sizes and shapes. This is the section where we can place our screws. Like this is the section for 1.5 mm, this is the section for 2 mm, and this is the section for 2.5 mm screws. Below this section, Below this section, we have one more section. This is basically for the plates which are longer in the length. Like we have to place our recon plates here with 20 holes and more. So this is a place where we can comfortably place those longer plates. We will show you all plating arrangements in next videos. Coming to the third part or the third component of this kit, this is the last compartment, and it has abundant space where we can put lot of other things too beside these instruments. Like we can place here our wires, we can place here our arch bars too. So coming to the components of this kit, this is a plate bender basically. So here we can see there is three basically pillars, small pillars, and here is the grooves of those pillars. So these are designed specifically because of the availability of the plate. Like we have 1.5 mm plates, we have 2 mm plates, and we have 2.5 mm plates. So while bending the plate, we have to place the hole in this particular thing, and according to our plates, which type of plate we are going to bend for a certain angle, which is required during the fracture fragment healing treating. We can place that plate here. We will grab it from behind, and this is the other tool from the other side, which help us to give the angle. These two basically help us to achieve plate bending. This is also made up of stainless steel, and this is a plate cutter. So it is a nice plate cutter. We can cut plates up to the size of 2.5 mm easily with this type of cutters. If you want to cut a recon plate, so we have to shift to the circular cutters, which are more heavier and give more forces, so that we can easily cut the our